Today I need to change the battery out in this computer uninterruptible power supply UPS. Got the new battery over here. First I have to do the warning because this produces dangerous voltages. Even with the dead battery, this thing can produce 100 volts, 120 volts, up to close to 200 volts depending on your country. And yes, it will kill you. So if you come in contact with a live circuit and that circuit can come alive even when you don't expect it, yeah, this is dangerous. So if you don't know what you're doing, don't do this. Find someone who does. Okay, having said that, this particular model I like. This is a very old model, but the cost of the battery is about 1/3 the cost of buying a new one. And these things will last forever if you just keep changing the batteries. I think this will be the 4th battery that this one's had. So yeah. This particular one, all I have to do is remove the front cover. The old battery slides out a little bit. You remove the connections from it, and then you slide it all the way out and you put the new battery in, make the connections, and close it up. So that makes this one relatively safe to operate. But again, none of them are totally safe because anytime there's batteries in there, live or dead, it can produce fatal voltages out the back end here, or if you're exposed to any of the internal circuitry. Okay, so let's get to it. So on this one, I'm going to remove 2 screws down here. The front cover slides down, pops off, and the old battery comes out. With this one again, there's not very much exposure to high voltage. The high voltage will be on the back side, and that's kind of normal. But yeah, I've done this one before. In fact, I think this is the 2nd or 3rd battery I've done myself in this one. It was originally owned by a government organization and they were throwing them away, and the scrap dealer was out front, and I said, how much do you want for them? And he said, you can have as many as you want for $3.50 a piece. And so I got a whole handful of them. I gave a lot of them away to friends. But yeah, so I think you can see the battery starting to peek out right here. These are some control lights that go on the front panel. And there's just 2 screws. Get my hand out of the way. 2 screws that hold a strap in. One, don't want to lose those. And 2. Now I've got this laid on its side. Normally you would do this upright, but you can't see it on the camera if I do that. So now you can see where I start to pull this out, and you can see the connections here. I'll pop the connection off like that, and there's the first one. And this is still not safe even though I don't have the battery hooked up, because this thing has internal capacitors and so on. So again, if you don't know electricity, yeah, this can be dangerous. So what I'm going to do is just going to slide this battery out. And I'm going to take the new one, I'm going to slide it right back in, connect it up, put the faceplate back on, and then we're done. But we'll go through those steps. I have the new battery here. I've started inserting a little bit. I need to remove these protector tabs, which are taped on, and keeps the battery from shorting. And notice this battery, I didn't point it out, but this battery has wider tabs, which is good. Usually these UPSs will have wide tabs. The last one had narrow tabs. I had to modify these a bit, squeeze them down with the pliers. Okay, and so with this one, all I'm going to do is push it in. Again, once I hook up the battery, this is live, and it is capable of producing the 110 to 220 volts of the UPS output. I can turn it on, and you saw the light flicker there, and you hear the sound. Yes, so it's live and producing voltage, high voltage. Okay, so and now the system is charged, and if you had any doubt before, yes, the capacitors and whatever inside this will be charged. And so yeah, that's why I don't usually recommend this unless you really know what you're doing. So the battery is back in place. I'm going to put this bracket back in place, put the cover back on it. We'll go through that quickly since you already saw it come off, and that's pretty much it. We will then charge the system, plug it in and let it charge before we hook it up to the computer. Otherwise, if there was a power fail and the battery is not fully charged, you could end up with a rude surprise. The computer could crash even though it's hooked up to a UPS. Okay, so putting in the second screw on the bracket like this. Then I shall find the faceplate. I removed this. There's some screws that hold this in place. I'm going to go do that off camera, but I needed to actually remove this to get it out of the way. Otherwise, it kept flopping back in the way when we were trying to video this. Okay, as you can see, the display panel is back in position. I set this into the key slots, push it back into its locked position, then replace these two lower screws. Like so. And once I plug it in and charge it up, you can see the power on lights are there. But it will be ready to go. So this will be, I believe, like I said, the second or third battery for this. Okay, well that's it for replacing the battery in this style of UPS. Hope you found it useful and interesting in your home computer endeavors.